Hey everybody, Eddie. Yeah, the question up there basically asks, how long have I been a Sonic fan? And I've been a fan since basically 1991 when he came out. I didn't. The only time I ever got to play the Sonic games was when I visited my cousin in Hayward. Those were the only times I ever got to play them on the Genesis. And to me, it was like it was really it was really a surprise to see something like this. I mean, when you think about it, think about the fact that a year before, we, well, basically not even a year, I believe, not even a year before, we got introduced to Super Mario Bros. 3, which was going to be the next big thing in video games. And it went on to be one of the best-selling video games of all time. I'll give it that. But you knew, for some odd reason, if you were an avid video game fan even back then, that something bigger was going to come along, and it did. And that was Sonic. And that, in the commercials they had, and everything showing what the game and everything could do, and then playing it, as well, was a real experience because you've never seen. I think James Wolfe said it best. You've never seen, something go that fast. Go like zoom and then loop de loop and zoom that way. And it's like you never saw never saw the things that you saw with that game. And to me, it's what really helped put Sega on the map in terms of being a competitor in the video game market. So yeah, I was actually so yeah. That's when I first became a fan, and I continued to be a fan later on. In fact, in fact, I was very happy when I heard that they were going to have a Sonic cartoon series. I just didn't expect them to have two. I mean, for them to have adventures in syndication and then Saturday morning or Saturday AM on ABC Network, that was like if you're a fan of the character, you're like, wow, two different Sonic shows. And then when you compared both of them, it was like, wow, one's very Looney Tune-ish, Tex Avery, as a Looney Tune, Tex Avery kind of style, almost but also has this appeal that's targeted towards younger viewers, like preschoolers, kindergartners. And then yet you have this big, dark, action-packed one on Saturday mornings that's like targeted towards the older viewers. And it's more serious and more dramatic, and if not more realistic with some characters in some areas. So you have these two different styles of Sonic cartoons, and it's like, what more could you ask for? And then of course you had the games continuously coming out. You had Sonic 2, which introduced Tails. You had Sonic 3, which brought in Knuckles, the spin-off Sonic and Knuckles, and then Spinball, and CD, and Jam, and 3D Blast. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And then, of course, you had the comic book, which I still subscribe to and collect to this day. You had that come out, and you talk about a comic book that has evolved. It's really evolved with the times. I mean, it started out basically as a combination of adventures and satire with its own original style. And then as time went on, it slowly progressed, became more like Sat.AM, and it started with its own original stories, and then just slowly started to, evolve even more so, and add characters in there from the games that you were hoping to see added to the cast with Sat.AM. Unfortunately for Sat.AM, as we all know, that's what it was called, the Saturday Morning Sonic on ABC. Unfortunately, that ended up getting canceled due to a change in management, if you will, and a more of a focus on the EI kind of portions of EI kind of related shows that they wanted at that time, or just started to really integrate into the society, into television society. But still, Sonic for me for the past 22 years has really been a huge part of my life, and I've always enjoyed watching the shows. I mean, I have two copies of the box set to the Saturday morning cartoon version that aired on ABC. I mean, I have one that I could open up and watch, and I have one that I can use as a collector's item. Like if I wanted to take something like a frame if you will, and just put it in there and then hang it up like on a wall back here, I would do it. Well, it'd be more like a wall in my room, but I would do it. So, yeah, it's, I've been a huge fan since the beginning. In fact, when I bought my PlayStation 2 and my GameCube systems, I started buying all the Sonic-related titles. Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure Directors DX, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, like I said, Sonic Heroes. For PlayStation, Sonic Riders, Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Mega Collection, and then you had the Advance, and you had games like, Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3, Sonic Battle, and then for the DS you had Rush and Rush Adventure, and you have Chronicles, and a few others, I believe. And then for the Dreamcast itself, which actually I was able to get one along with the game that was launched with it, and that's the original Sonic Adventure. That really says something. That really, says something about, how much of a fan I am. And like I said, I've collected the comics for quite some time. I mean, I don't have all the comics. I don't have all the issues. But, I have quite an amount. I have quite the amount, if you know what I mean. I mean, I've even collected the spin-offs, like the Knuckles series. I got the Princess Sally miniseries, the Tails miniseries, the Death Egg Saga, the Super Specials, the original Super Specials, the Mecha Madness special, it's all there. And, heck, I even went to, when I lived in Kansas, I even mailed out an order that I got online to Canada, of all places, to get the three VHSs of the Sonic Saturday Morning Cartoon Series, which only had episodes from season 1. And as time progressed, I got what was known as plushies. Like I got a Rouge plushie, which was my first one. Then I got a small Sonic plushie. Then I spent about $200-something on getting the Sally plush from a Sega World Sally plush, ordered off eBay. Won it off eBay anyway. And then I got a bigger Sonic plush at one of the festivals here in California, as well as I got an Amy Rose one in the mail, small Amy Rose one. So, I mean, I have posters. I have a Sonic Adventure 2 Battle poster. I have a Japanese Sonic X poster. I have a big old Sonic the Hedgehog poster that I just got recently. I just have a lot of Sonic-related stuff. I mean, I even have the Junior novels, believe it or not. I have Sonic Extreme, Fortress of Fear, Dr. Robotnik's Revenge, and to top it all off, I have a Sonic Super Special, the new magazine, Sonic Super Special, with the entire Mobius 25 years later saga, if you will. I even now and recently just obtained the Sonic Comic Book Encyclopedia. So, again, it just shows you how much of a fan I am. I mean, I even have the final, 13 episodes or so of Sonic X's third season. I have the Sonic Mega Mix DVD, which has 3 episodes from Adventures, 2 from Underground, and 2 from Sat AM. I have Sonic Christmas Blast on VHS, as well as downloaded somewhere, so I can put it onto my traditional holiday DVDs and movie sets that I do every year. Just a lot. I mean, let's just put it this way. Let's just put it this way. If nobody was using that guest room that we have in this house, if nobody was using it, and my mom said, go ahead, you can have it, I would turn that into my own personal collection room, and I would have one section off, if you will, for Sonic. Absolutely. I mean, heck, I even very carefully edited all final 4 episodes of season 2, which myself and the fan base called the Doomsday Project Saga. I very carefully edited them to the only title card you got was Doomsday Project title card, and everything else flowed together like one movie. That, because to me that's what it was. It was like a movie. And I always believe in my heart that if ABC could have capitalized on it, they could have aired those four as a movie, aired Blast of the Past as a primetime special, and really had something there. But again, they never capitalized on it. But overall, I've been a Sonic fan since the beginning. Like, I've been subscribing to the I've been collecting the comic since it started, or at least tried to. I think the oldest issue I have is issue 11. And I've actually been subscribing officially to it since issue 72, and today I just got issue 243 in the mail. So that kind of tells you a lot. But yeah, I've been a Sonic fan since almost the beginning, which has basically been 22 years ago.